What is going on, friends of fellow artists? This is Matt, aka Mr.E in 3D. And guys, in today's video, we are going to be taking a step away from our original characters, and we are going to be doing another character from pop culture. Now this time around, the decision was very easy to make. I just reread the comic. I actually got to meet one of the artists of the comic a few weeks ago, and I just heard that they're actually going to be doing a live action version of this comic in the next couple years. Today we are going to be modeling the Last Ronin from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now in the 80s and early 90s, it was impossible to ignore the influence of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They were everywhere. Not only did they have cartoons and toys, but they also had a series of movies. They also had bed sheets and toothbrushes and cereals and lunchboxes. They were everywhere. That being said, I had actually been introduced to them a couple years prior when Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird first created the comic book, and I loved them. They were dark, they were violent, they were gritty, but they were also super weird and super unique. I could not get enough of it. I loved it so much that when they actually gained popularity, I kind of had a hard time with it because it was so different from what I had read a couple years prior. That being said, a couple years ago, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird returned to the property, and they wrote a follow-up to their original story called The Last Ronin. And it tells a dark and gritty tale much like the originals, but set in the future where only one of the Ninja brothers has survived. His three brothers and his dad have been killed, and he is struggling to get revenge against Shredder's grandson. It was an amazing story. It was fun to read, but it was also super emotional and actually very, very touching. This turtle was not only trying to get revenge, he was dealing with things like grief and loss and survivor's guilt, adult themes. It was awesome to me because I too have felt loss, much like a lot of other adults out there. We've all lost people, and as we've matured, so did the material, and it was great. Now, about a year ago, for fun, I randomly decided to make all four of the Ninja Turtles. I used the same techniques that I use on the channel, so I have a very good starting point. I created a generic turtle body and a generic turtle head, and then I posed them and manipulated them onto each individual stand and made them all unique. That's my starting point today. In a couple seconds, I'm going to jump into the software. I'm going to show you guys that original generic turtle form that I still have, and from there, we're going to customize him and make him look like the Last Ronin. In the next video, we will then pose him and print him, and I'll show you guys the final product. I cannot wait to get started. Let's jump into the software and I'll show you where I'm at. Alright guys, so this is going to be the starting point for this project. Now this is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle model that I created last year for fun, long before I had any aspirations of creating a YouTube channel. I did a fun little project for myself where I created all four of the brothers, each uniquely posed, each with a unique expression, literally just challenging myself to try and make them as unique as possible, given black and white only. In the original comics, they were actually drawn in black and white, and when Eastman and Laird finally colored them, originally they all had the same colored mask. So really, the only way that you could distinguish them was by their personality and their expressions. So I really wanted to kind of dial in on that and do what I could, and this was actually the final product that I created. So here we have Raphael, Donatello, Leonardo, and Michelangelo. And each has their own unique personality. Here we have Raphael. He's angry. He has his teeth grit. He is using his sai in a defensive posture. He is leaning back, defending, but preparing to attack. Here we have Donatello. He is leaning into an attack with a proper stance. He is ki-eyeing with his attack. I figured him being intelligent, he would be a good student, and he would be ki-eyeing with his attacks as he always should. Over here we have Leonardo. He is cutting and blocking with precision. His expression is very stoic. And then at the end we have Michelangelo. He is twirling his nunchucks around him and he is smiling. So this was the original four Ninja Turtles that I created. What I plan to do with this project is take this turtle and wrap him in the Last Ronin's uniform. I'm going to give him the jacket, the gauntlet, the glasses, belt pouches, all that good stuff. And then what I plan to do is actually pose him. I'm probably going to import him into this file and pose him like these guys using different pieces from each character to pose him uniquely. I will then take their weapons, I will copy them and over to the Last Ronin. And so therefore, just like in the comic, he will be using the weapons of his brothers on the new final model. Guys, this project I have been waiting to do for a very long time. Ever since I actually finished these 4, I really wanted to jump into the Last Ronin. Unfortunately for me, but fortunately for you, that project did get delayed because life happens. So we're going to take care of this today. Without further ado, let's go. Alright guys, so there you go. The Last Ronin, completely modeled and ready for posing. I could not be happier with him. I think one of the things that I'm most happy with is that he still matches the style of the original 4. It goes along with them perfectly. So in the next video, I will go about getting him posed. I will duplicate out the weapons of the original 4. I will add them as I stated earlier. I will create a stand for him, and I will get him finished up and prepped for printing. Now in the beginning of the video, I did mention this model that you saw me working on today is based off of a generic turtle model that I made last year when I made the original 4. I obviously did not go through that process today. I am more than happy though, however, to create a tutorial and show you guys how I went about building the process of the original turtle. If that is something folks are interested in, please go ahead and comment below. I can definitely run through that process and show you guys how I did it. Guys, as always, thank you all so much for the support that I'm seeing in the channel. Please like, share, subscribe. Y'all know the drill. Thank you again so much. Have a great day.